What is the wildest thing you've ever done? I don't think Maria wants me to answer this.
Yeah. I didn't. It registered when you gave me that look. I was like, oh, okay. Nope.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Dicksons, episode 2020. Guess what?
What?
My back hurts. This is a collective week over week experiment for me to be able to look back and be like, wow, that was 9 episodes in a row of his back hurting. Last time we ended off last episode with I was like, I'm going to get my MRI when it comes out that morning.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to lay in a giant, what I told Liam was a spaceship, put on headphones and lay there for like 20 straight minutes not moving, for them to be like, you're good. Just nothing's wrong.
I wouldn't be able to not move.
Yeah, nothing's wrong. And I was like, okay. So I guess cool. Nothing's wrong with my back, but something's still wrong with my back. So, they're like, yeah, it's probably just muscle. And I'm like, okay. So just keep stretching and working out and hopefully it goes away, which it hasn't for, almost 3 months now, 3 straight months. So no spine issues, no lumbar issues, no disc issues, just probably a messed up back. So, yeah, now I just have to hope that I can resolve it. So I'm just going on runs every day and trying to make it not hurt.
If it doesn't fix it, I feel like you should go to the chiropractor.
I don't know. I cracked my back a pretty good amount already, like on my own.
Yeah, but they have like certain things that they do. There's certain ways or probably things that you can't do on your own. Mm-hmm. It really helped my hip when I did.
True. I remember I was talking about that on stream one time about how a chiropractor helped you. Mm-hmm. And somebody in my chat was mad because people get really weird about chiropractors. Yeah. They just get really upset because
instead of physical therapy or something?
No, I said you went to physical therapy too.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but it didn't help until
it helped a little bit, but
it's like it didn't really help until she went to a chiropractor and then it fixed. And they're like, so why don't you just give credit to your wife for doing the stuff? And I was like, it's not about giving her credit. I'm telling you, like, the stuff she was actively doing wasn't helping. And then the chiropractor did, in fact, help her. They're like, yeah, but they're kind of scams. And I was like, I get it. Like, you don't need a medical license and X, Y, and Z. Like, I understand, but it helped. Yeah. So
it was really bad pain. It was like all down my leg into my foot. I would cry every night when I had to rock Liam to sleep because he was a baby at that point still. Because it was just so uncomfortable. Yep. Literally the only thing that fixed it.
Yep. So today we have questions from that same box, but I dug through the box and found more that we haven't answered yet because this is just an easy way to think of stuff to talk about because when you're 20 episodes in, you know, there's only so many different videos we can do. And I feel like for whatever reason, this isn't like fully picking us up, but whatever. Okay. Just move it closer to your mouth.
Okay. What?
Nothing. I was just listening for the kids. I thought I heard something. So, we're going to do the question game. You can swap back and forth. If a question's better for somebody else, you can steal it twice.
Okay.
So if it's just like, this one's a good question for you instead of me, I can, pass it, I guess, instead of steal it. I'll pass it to you. So.
Are there any that we can be like, I'm not answering?
No, you would just have to push it to me.
Okay.
If we didn't answer, then there wouldn't be a point of a question game. If it would just be like, no, I'm not answering that. Okay. So, we'll just get started. Last week we tested like a 45-minute episode. It did pretty good. So I don't know. We'll see if that's better. Too.
Yeah. Like I was less tired and stuff. I was less tired.
Question number 1. Was there ever a time you felt like you were losing your mind? I've already answered this in a previous, maybe not that specific question, but talked about it. But just like the Lyme disease stuff.
I'm pretty sure I've done that one too.
Okay, let's skip that one. That one doesn't count. But if you haven't seen the Lyme disease episode, go check that one out. Lyme disease was causing me to lose concentration over and over and over, like 10 times in like 30 seconds, and I couldn't think. And that, yeah. What is a question you refuse to answer no matter what? I do a lot of ask me anythings with chat, and also truth or drinks and whatever, and they've never been able to find anything to ask me that I would refuse to answer. Literally anything. So literally anything. I do give a disclaimer, like, you can't ask for my social security number or my bank PIN or my bank account number or my,
silly stuff like that.
Yeah. There is one that, like, I obviously just won't answer. And I tell them this too, but I guess this would be the answer to the question when they'll say something like, if you had to pick just like one of your children. And I'm like, don't ask me stupid questions like that. Like you had to. I'm like, it would never happen. No. I would never have to. I'm not answering this question. So that's the only one I would refuse to answer is like, house is burning down. You can only save one kid. Like, stop.
They sleep with us in the same room, so.
Yeah. And then that just makes me think separately. This one dude online who was really mad came into the stream. And there's people that obviously watch this. Mm-hmm. And they watch me stream, but they don't like me.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense, but they do. Like, so like,
hey.
Yeah. So like, I know he's watched the podcast because he would have had to watch the podcast in order to understand the context. Mm-hmm. So he brought up the thing. He was mad about something and he was just like, you already said you would save your wife over your children or something like that. And that makes you a terrible father. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, on your podcast, you said you would choose your wife over your kids. And I was like,
during childbirth, if I was going to die?
Nope. Nope. That wasn't the context. It was when we were talking about choosing our relationship over the children.
Oh, I was taking it to extreme, like die.
Yes, that's what he said.
Oh.
But that's not what the context
right.
of the conversation was.
No.
So I actually even gave the disclaimer during that episode and specifically said this isn't about safety.
Yeah.
If it's safety, because like there's always the questions that go around TikTok or whatever, like, who would you choose? It's like, well, I'm choosing my wife. It's always like, they always ask dudes, like, daughter, mom, wife. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if it's in terms of choosing priority to like make sure like they're content, it's like, it's you first. Uh-huh. And us first, because we've already talked about this in the past, but as long as we're good, we can be better parents. Mm-hmm. If you're not good / I'm not good / we're not good, we're probably not effectively going to be able to parent or lead them or teach them or nurture them or whatever else our responsibility is during that moment. Mm-hmm. So if it's in terms of like making them content, I choose you and us first. Then I choose the kids. But mostly just because, as like I said, as long as we're good, we choose the kids. There's a lot of things we do that where we put the kids above our own happiness.
All the time.
Yeah. But individually, it's more important to me that you're good. Because if you're not good, then I know the kids aren't going to be good.
Yeah.
If I'm not good, you're not good, and the kids aren't good. Mm-hmm. So it's like I need to like make sure I do things to make sure I'm good. Because if I'm not good, if I'm having a rough time, like you struggle a lot.
Yeah.
Like your mood. If I'm like just like in a bad place, health, stress, not too often, but just like if I like you struggle more.
Because you're always the one that picks me up. So if I don't have a pick me up.
Yeah, you're just like you're like today already sucks, and now you're not the like that's fine. Let's do something to make it not suck. If I'm just like you're just like oh god.
Let's just go to bed.
We're screwed. But no,
I'm sorry, I suck at that.
No, I mean, this is what I was built for. This is what this is what I was made to do. If it was like burning house, it's daughter, then you, then my mom. Sorry, mom. But people, a lot of dudes say they would choose daughter, mom, then wife. I just thought that was really odd.
I would want my child to have, like, I would want my grandchildren to have their mother.
If all three of y'all were passed out, equal amount of space for me to get to, for whatever reason, could only get to one at a time. Mm-hmm. Or if I had to choose one instead of the other two, or two instead of the other three, it's always going to be Caroline, then you, then my mom.
And you know your mom would figure out a way to get out.
Well, I'm not taking into that consideration because the whole point of it was you won't have the opportunity to also get out. But true.
You'd be like, I could figure this out.
You guys have the better opportunity to take care of yourselves more than her. But yeah, no, like instinctually, my first thing would be to get her. Mm-hmm. So your turn.
Okay. What is the bravest thing you've ever done? Give birth. I think.
It's fair.
Because anything could happen. Mm-hmm. You could die.
It's not as common nowadays, but I mean, it does happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, if this was 40 years ago, you might have died delivering Liam.
Yeah, exactly. Or run the half marathon. Because that was just
with no training.
Stupid.
With no, with no, no prep, no.
Nope. I said I was going to.
A few runs one time.
Yep.
And then just do a half marathon. Yep.
Why not? Never again, though. Never again. I got the medal, though, and the shirt.
Yep. All right. Have you done something out of revenge, and what did you do and why? No, like any time I have something that would even be deemed as revenge, I think it's revenge would have to be like somebody like slighted me, so I have to like get back at them. Mm-hmm. And I don't really ever do that in a, like it's hard to explain. If there's ever anything where it's just like a relationship ends, a friendship ends, or somebody roots for my failure, I don't ever.
Thought of one.
For you?
No. When you were a kid, though.
Oh.
And it was bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about it, but it was bad.
We definitely will talk about it. That's a good one. Yeah. That was before I grew up. I was just going to say I just work harder at being successful.
This
or
is
work
way
harder
more
at making sure I work harder at making sure whatever I'm pursuing in life is successful. So that way, right, they can't root for my failure because I'm not going to fail too bad. But when I was in kindergarten or first grade, there was a kid who was being mean to me on the playground at school. I think his name was like Ronald or something. Or Donald. I don't know what it was. It was something like that. And he was, I guess you would say, what would be bullying. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. I was a small kid, so like, bullying existed, but it just never really bothered me. It was never like I came home crying or worried or upset or whatever, but I was pretty small, so he was consistently being mean on the playground or being rude or doing something that was not good. I don't remember the specifics. But I came home and I told my mom that he tried to give me drugs. So the cops came to my house. And they were like, was it like small circular or like long and skinny? And at the time, I didn't know what small and circular. I'm assuming they were talking about pills or weed. I'm assuming because they said like long and skinny or like small circles. And I was like long and skinny. So they were like, where? I was like, on the bus. So the cops went to the school and were like digging through the dumpsters and the trash to try to find the drugs that I was offered on the bus.
That you were never offered.
And he got in a lot of trouble. and I think his parents might have gotten somewhat in trouble or something. This was absolutely not true. I don't know how or why I thought of this thing to say. And then I remember,
because we're drilled like the DARE program, like say
probably,
no to drugs.
yeah, probably something. But like, I remember this, like my mom's house. I remember where I was. I was sitting in the tub. I was playing with some toys, and she just comes in, and I was just like, so that kid never offered me drugs. He was just being really mean. So I was like, this would be an unfortunate thing to have to go through. So I made it up. And she was just like, what? And I was like, yeah, no, like never happened. Not even like, no, he was just mean to me on the playground or something. So
The ultimate revenge.
and I don't even know what my mom was like. Okay, thanks for telling the truth. But like, I don't even think I got punished, but she was just like, it's good that you just came to me and told the truth, but also you can't lie like that, but also glad you stuck up for yourself, kind of, but also don't ever do that. Yeah, don't ever do that again. I might have gotten like small amount of trouble, but like, she told the cop, and the cop was just, I can almost remember which cop it was too, but I don't remember because it's the same ones we grew up with here. But yeah, no. So yeah, apparently I did do something out of revenge. Yeah. Could you imagine Liam coming home and just being like this, and we go through a whole witch hunt, and then later he's just like, "Oh, no, that didn't happen. He's just being mean to me." And I'm just like, sorry.
Oh my god.
Question.
Well, have you ever been put in charge of something you were not equipped to handle? What did you do? Not really. I don't think I was.
Just pass it to me.
Yeah, I feel like you got.
Yeah, every single thing I ever did at Walmart.
Yeah.
Every single thing. Single thing I signed up for, I had never done. Every single thing I signed up to do or said I could do, had never done. Had zero experience in it, and it helped me get promoted a lot.
Motherhood for me, actually. It's not as cool of an answer, but.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't equipped to do it. But no one is. Really, when you decide to have kids.
True.
It's like, if you wait till you're ready, they always say you're never going to have them.
People ask that in stream all the time. Like, oh, when will you be ready? I'm like, you can like financially plan, like try to set some aside because the increased expenses, especially nowadays, is going to be a lot. So you could plan financially a little bit to feel comfortable with bringing a kid in and being able to afford diapers and cribs and all this shit. Sure. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like mentally or responsibly ready, like you won't.
Even when we decided to have Liam, I think I was still a little bit like, I kind of want to still be selfish with my time, but I was pushing 25, 26. I think I was 27 by the time we had him. So yeah. But people are having kids later and later. Mm-hmm. I think anyway, instead of younger.
It's probably better.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you'll be older parents, but you won't be young and not have fully formed your.
I was gonna say I'd rather be more prepared.
Yeah.
Maturely to be able to properly parent than.
Like I would have been a horrible parent in my 20s, my early 20s. Yeah.
Probably not horrible, but it probably wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have been as patient. I mean, I still don't think I'm that patient, but it wouldn't have been.
It would have been, harder transition. All right, I guess you answered it. What type of humor do you enjoy? Very dark humor. Mm-hmm. Anything you shouldn't joke about is exactly what I like for people to joke about. There is not a line you can cross in comedy for me. Actually, scale it back. There is not a line with what you can and cannot joke about to me. Mm-hmm. There's not a line. There can never be a line. It's art to me. Comedy is art. You can't have a line with you can't draw a line with like you can't joke about that. You can joke about anything if you can. Yeah. And then it's up to
pull it off.
It's up to everybody else if you can pull it off or not.
Yeah.
If you go up there and you say stuff and everyone's just like, well, you can't, or maybe
Yeah.
that's just not the crowd. It's a lot of reading the room, but like you can joke about pretty messed up stuff. I mean, we were just watching that roast.
Yeah.
The whole point of the
Oh,
roast is
gosh.
to joke about things you're not supposed
It
to
was
joke
so
about, and it's
bad.
hilarious.
Yeah. But
I love
so
that.
bad.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, joke. Yeah, joke, like tragedy. Yep, joke about it. Like, but then an example, like there's people that joke about people's dead spouses. There's people who joke about dead kids. Like, there's no line on some of these like jokes, and they're funny because it's like Jesus, but it's because they do it well, or it's whatever. I remember watching a roast where like Amy Schumer came on. Didn't really know who she was, so I had no preconceived idea of like what type of humor was gonna be. I don't really decide whether I like it or not unless I hear the joke. And she had like made a joke on a roast that was like, "Oh, Steve-O, like Ryan Dunn died or whatever. Your friend died in a car crash," and we were just thinking like, why wasn't it you? And I was just like,
It wasn't funny. Like, nobody laughed.
yeah. So it's like, I think she still should have made the joke. It just wasn't good, and I don't know why.
You have
Like,
to be able to execute it. I don't know.
Delivery, setup. I don't know. It was just like
Confidence in it. I don't know.
it was just, I don't know. It just wasn't. So I mean, still not saying she shouldn't be able to make that joke about somebody's friend dying, even if it was just like a week ago. If you can pull it off, you can pull it off. But so. Yeah, if you can find a joke that I don't find funny because it's just way too dark, I'm pretty surprised. But dark
Okay.
humor.
How would you describe your childhood overall? Sheltered? Quiet? I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't do a bunch.
It was cool for me to start dating you because I was like, you've never seen this. You've never been on a boat. You've never seen this movie or this movie or this movie or done this or been to a museum or never. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because then I could just bring you to do all that stuff. So it was fun. But
Yeah. And it's cool to experience things with the kids
yeah.
for my first time too. So it is kind of better, I think. I don't know. Now.
What is the most expensive item you've ever purchased? A house?
Yeah.
$189,000 house. Didn't end up paying for it all. Or cars were like $25,000.
Together, not like apart, right? Or was yours?
My Altima was like $26,000.
Oh, okay.
Your ring was like 9 ish, and then plus the
band.
bands was like 1,500 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And that I paid for like straight out. A lot of those purchases though were when I first became a manager, and then I fell into that trap that some managers fall into, where it's like, oh, I'm making a lot of money, I can spend a lot, and then it's like, so I have the new car and fancy stuff, and I'm like, now I have no money. Yeah. Not a great time.
No. What makes you a good friend? Well, you have to... I feel like I was going to start describing a dog. You have to be loyal. You have to be kind.
Yo, dogs have great qualities.
Yeah, they do. You definitely have to be a good listener, I think, too, as a friend, and loyal, kind. Being able to just have fun together too, and without judgment. And
What was it? Just
what makes you a good friend? I feel like, I don't know. It's a silly question.
why is it silly?
Because I feel like it's obvious. I don't know. But it's also hard to...
What do you look for in a good friend?
Someone that's going to be nice to me. And
The first thing, just please be nice.
yes.
I can't handle not nice.
But they're still going to hold you accountable for stuff too. You don't want someone that's just going to let you like walk all over them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, being able to listen and just be there for each other and be accountable. Yeah. Just be there. I don't know. That's like the main thing for me, I think.
Bet.
Yeah.
What is the wildest thing you've ever done? I don't think Maria wants me to answer this.
Yeah. I didn't. It registered when you gave me that look. I was like, oh, okay. Nope.
Yeah.
You could think of something else. I'm sure you have more than I do.
No, we'll just have to save that one. We'll have to save that question for the 10,000 subs. I'll just go to the next one.
Okay.
There's only one thing I could think of that would be wild, I guess. So, yeah. What is one disease you wish to be globally cured? I mean, cancer kills the most people.
Mm-hmm.
Although, it's kind of already cured. Not really cured, but...
Like there's a treatment that makes
I mean,
it go
like...
away.
I mean, caught at stage... The issue is just finding it. Caught at stage 1, it's already like a 90... That's why when people ask me, like, they're like, conspiracy theory. Do you believe this? They have the cure for cancer. They're withholding it to make money. And I'm like, no.
They would still make money, though.
I was like, well, like,
first of all,
you'd have to assume that... if it was like only one country that this happened in, like maybe, but so what to insinuate that this was true would be to say that all medical groups in the entire world with different processes, different goals, different research, they're sharing information. You would have to assume that the entire world's governments or whoever would control this would all be on the same page with not releasing it because cancer happens everywhere. So you would have to assume that everybody's in on it and everybody's withholding it from the general public to make money and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you catch something at stage 1, most cancers are like 99% cure rate, like remission. Stage 2 is still like 91. Then once you get into stage 3, we're talking 70s. Stage 4, we're talking like 10s into 17% or maybe lower. So it's like, if you catch it early enough, there technically already is pretty much a cure.
Yeah.
The survival rates are very, very good. The question is how do we get it diagnosed in time? Like, how do we find it in time? Those are the things that breakthroughs are working on. And then there's immunotherapies and stuff.
If you could find a preventative, that would be even better. That would be than a cure. Yeah.
People would hate that, but yeah. People would hate that. Like,
they would.
you could say with the way the world is now today and propaganda, this is good, this is bad. You could say that you could have a vaccine which would prevent any cancer in your entire life, and you could give it to 1 million people and they would never get cancer in their entire life, and there would still be people who would be like, causes ADHD. It would that like it just is what it is.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Just is what it is.
When you were a kid, what did you think you were going to be when I grew up? Okay, so the cliche marine biologist. Don't know what was in the water when we were kids, but I knew so many people that said marine biologist. I don't even know what a marine biologist does.
Maybe it was just your school because I've never heard anybody that wanted
really?
to be a marine biologist.
I have seen TikToks too, where it's like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I don't know.
Just fish?
I don't know. I literally don't know what they do. I thought they would hang out with dolphins or something. I don't know. And I would just hang out and pet turtles and whales and dolphins and stuff. And I wanted to be a vet until I realized I would have to put animals to sleep, and I could not do that.
Yep.
And then I changed my mind.
Yep.
I think that was it. Maybe a nurse or a doctor or something, but I wouldn't be able to handle that. So, yeah. How about you?
Mine, park ranger, astronaut, I had a telescope and everything.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be a zookeeper too.
Park ranger, astronaut, paleontologist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all I can remember. So I'm assuming it's those.
We had big dreams.
Have you ever gone to therapy? What was the experience like for you? Nope.
I could take it if you want, I guess.
Yeah, we'll pass that. I've never been to therapy. It could be interesting. I just don't need it. I like the way I like working through things on my own and whatnot. I don't know. Just so. I mean, I would just talk to somebody, and I feel like it would just be like we would just come to the same conclusions, and they would be like, "Yeah, probably abandonment trauma." I'm like, "Yep, that makes sense." And then it would just be like, "Yeah, because this was happened, and then this happened, and that's probably why." And they'd be like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so it's just like, so yeah, I'll pass it you.
Yeah, so I started. Excuse me.
Post children.
Yeah, so we had already had Liam, and I was pregnant with Caroline. And I don't know if you've been watching, you know that I had really bad postpartum depression with Liam and anxiety. So I wanted to prepare myself for that. And I was just going through a lot of hard time with like social things. So I needed something. And I met the most amazing therapist ever.
Don't say her.
And I loved her. No, I wouldn't.
Don't dox her.
I won't. Sorry.
If she happens to watch the podcast, though, she'll know who she is.
She'll know. I loved her. She's the best. It was like we were friends, but still the professional level of she was able to just really help me with a lot of things.
I mean, like, that's what I feel like you would want in an ideal therapist anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you guys weren't, like, chatting outside of work or outside of the things
No, you're
friends,
not allowed
but,
to.
like, it was a person you confided in that helped you through stuff, which is what
like, it was
friend could
fun
feel like,
to go. I looked forward to it, but there were still times where I would just cry a lot because we talked about hard stuff all the time, and I went every week, and I had only missed one session because I forgot because my mom brain, and I don't know, usually I have to like pay and stuff, but she was like, no, you come religiously. I'm not gonna. And I even had a session the day after I had Caroline. I was in the hospital and,
oh yeah.
Yep. And she was, I think, one of the first people to see Caroline. So yeah, it was fantastic. And then she had a baby and she just decided not to come back to work. So that was sad. Still think about her all the time. So I changed, and she's wonderful. It's just I think you need a certain connection with somebody to really make progress. And
I also think it like is a situation where like you found that therapist, the right therapist, when you needed the therapist. So it wouldn't even matter if you moved on to somebody that was just as good. That like original connection wouldn't really be able to be formed the same way. Like if I died or we broke up, like you could move on to the next thing and it could be another great guy, but it just wouldn't feel the same.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes like that thing you had when it was right at the right time, even if you move on to something that is like objectively like this is a good person, good guy, good whatever, it just doesn't feel the same. It
doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. So it's like they could be great, but it's just like you found that person at the time you needed that person.
Yeah.
I remember going to the last appointment.
And we
did like a joint session.
Yeah, because we had always talked about because she would do couples therapy, she would do one-on-one, bunch of stuff, and we had always talked about wanting you to come in, and we never did. And then she dropped the bomb that she was leaving, so we went and just chatted. And I think she said, I don't know if I saw her for exactly a year or something, because I think she said I made it to 51 out of 52 appointments or something like that. But she cried.
I remember when that last appointment, because I don't remember, because like you would just tell me what you talked about at the appointment anyway. And it's like, you would think normally like if a husband was going to a joint therapy session, it would be like to help us work through stuff, but it wasn't. It was I don't remember what she had said, but it was something just like, oh man, I don't remember the exact details.
No.
But it was not like we're going to chat about us and the stuff we go through. It was just, you would just tell her about me and then tell her about like the way I would say things or think about things. And she would just be like, you should have him come in. That's really interesting.
Yeah, she did. I forgot about that.
Yeah. She's just like, you should have him come in. That would be really interesting to talk about. Like, yeah.
Yep.
I like this stuff. Psychology is very interesting. Why people think the way they do.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're an enigma, so.
True. That's what the thing about these podcasts is. It's like, that's why I try to get you to talk more. Because you're relatable. I'm not really relatable. There's nothing about me that's relatable.
I think I'm boring.
No. See, you would think I'm not boring because I have like a lot of different stuff, a lot of different stories, but like mine's not relatable.
I got no stories.
Shh. See, no, listen. You think you're boring. Everyone else finds that relatable. Not boring, but like the normal feelings you feel. Like not everyone has stupid stories of like almost dying like me and all this different stuff, right? Yeah. That's unique, interesting to hear. And the way I think to people is like, wow, that's really weird. I think that's why people like listening to that. But yours is relatable, which is easier for people to digest and like consume. Like they like to hear the stories about like a mom that's going through also
they like
what
to hear me struggle.
Millions of other moms are going through, and it's like, yeah, that does suck. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I was having a conversation
that is really fucking hard.
About how we have to freaking count calories now.
Yeah.
As older women. Older, that's stupid. Nope, don't like that. Non-teenage girls.
As you get older, you have to put in more effort.
Ugh,
sure.
So stupid.
As you get older, like me, you have to put active effort into walking, running, stretching and stuff just to make sure you're not in pain all the time for no reason.
Make sure you dig into the fridge the correct way or you're going to be down for a week.
Yep. So that was your question. Ended up being your question. Describe one thing about you that is misunderstood by your friends. I don't think I'm misunderstood. Maybe I think I have friends that relatively recognize that if things didn't work out between me and them as friends, that I would be completely fine means I don't care, maybe.
Maybe.
Or it could be perceived as I don't care. But for me, it's separate. It's like I care until I don't. And I can care again. So it's like if it's like...
You can just flip a switch quickly.
Yeah, if our friendship isn't healthy and it's just like, all right, so we're not friends. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I will be fine. You will be fine. Okay, that sucks, but I'm not, like, genuinely not going to cry about it. Probably not even going to be, like, sad. It'll be more, like, disappointing. Like, that's unfortunate. But if it got to that point somehow to where you would have the, like, audacity to get to the point to where you'd say that, and I don't agree with like that, us not being friends over it, then cool. But also at the same time, a lot of times it's just like stuff gets solved later. People get over things or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, so we cool again? It's like, sure. Yeah. We can just go right back to being chill. But so I guess maybe misunderstanding that, you know, if like that door closes, I'm going to be fine. You're going to be fine. We're both going to move on with our lives. It's just a fact. It is what it is, right? You're not my wife or my kids, where it would be like a big impact.
I'd definitely cry, but
yeah. You would. But I'm saying that's what I think maybe could be misunderstood about me. Other than that, everything's very literal and direct. Nothing can really be misunderstood. Like it just is how it is. And I'm the same. One thing, pretty much every friend says, they're like, yo, you're like the same exact person from like high school, like same everything. I'm like, yep.
Have you considered or would you consider joining, oh my gosh, the military armed forces? No. Absolutely not.
Have to get up and run and stuff and not be able to eat when I haven't eaten in 2 hours. I feel sick.
No. And I would never want you to. I would never initiate a relationship, I think.
Yeah, no.
I just and I am not built for that. I am not built for being on my own, and I'm codependent.
If I were to ever even consider it, it would have to be for the safety of this place.
Yeah.
If it's like stuff has gone crazy in the world and we're being invaded and whatever,
But if it's like
fighting to protect your country is different than going somewhere else, and I think that's what would be the difference for me in my head.
Yeah.
So if something was happening here, maybe there'd be consideration, but I'm also getting kind of old. I already have a bad back, and all I do is go on a run and whatnot. So,
It's the point where Caroline's stretching. Oh, gotta stretch my back. Hold on.
Shovel. Don't know what she's. She apparently just listens to me.
Yeah, she listens.
She's just in the bathroom.
A lot.
Stretching my back on a shovel. Okay, cool, man. Oh, me. Have you ever had to call emergency services? Yeah, all the time. I worked in Walmart. I experienced probably at least one death every other year, probably one seizure every 3 months, a heart attack every 4 or 5 months, to where, overdoses probably every 3 or 4 months. In pet peeve here, people's reactions to those situations annoy me so bad. Everybody. I'm like, this is why, like, just call me. Like, just call me. And I'm not saying like the other managers. I'm just saying like regular people. They just stop and
stare.
Yep. There would be people who, okay, so like I'll go through the types of people that annoy me.
Okay.
So person falls down, heart attack, seizure, something that's just like, oh, we need, I have to run. I have to get there. Like code white, aisle 3, somebody's having a heart attack, somebody's having a seizure, somebody unconscious, somebody's turning blue, whatever, right? Like, oh God, okay. Get there. All right. Number 1, it takes me a minute maybe to get there. Does anybody call 911 or anything? Like 8 people just standing around. I'm like, okay, you call. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, you don't need permission to call an ambulance if somebody's dying. Mm-hmm. Number 1. Number 2, the people who would try to, so we would set up like a perimeter, like to give the person privacy in that moment / give us room to whatever, like get away, because yes, people would just continue to shop, literally like push their cart around somebody on the ground type stuff. They would be like, what's going on? And I'm like, do you know this person? They're just like, no. And I'm like, then none of your business. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, oh, I was just curious. And I'm like, I'm aware.
Go away.
So, got to go to another aisle. And sometimes they would just stand there and I'd be like, you have to leave. And then they would finally go. And like, so normal questions. Do you know the person? No. Nurse or doctor or anything? No. So, go somewhere else. This is like somebody's like worst moment of their life. They don't need, 20 random strangers standing around. Number 2, the person or people who would just start panicking. Like just I don't know. I don't know why panic frustrates me, but it's just like, stop, you're not helping anything. If you need to go set it, like, just, and not like the people that are with them, just talking about random people. Mm-hmm. Somebody just falls over and everyone just starts like running around. I'm like, nothing's going on. Just relax. Or walk up to the pharmacy. Like, this is technically same thing as like calling. Girl is blue, laying on the thing, like cold. I'm like, not really supposed to touch people, but like feel for a pulse, like faintly feel it. And I'm like, has anybody like call? Like, why? Like, I just like walk up and see this. I'm like, there's like people in line at the pharmacy. There's a girl laying there like blue on the bench. And I'm just like, has anybody called for whatever is going on here? Like, shake the girl, won't wake up. They had to give her Narcan and all this stuff. She almost OD'd, I think. Just like nobody had called, and just like, I don't really blame the pharmacy people because there's like a desk. They can't really see over it and whatnot. But like, there's people just standing in line just, and like, I guess they could have thought she was just sleeping, but I don't know.
But man, she's blue.
No, yeah, it was clear she was, yeah.
Wow.
People, like, there's
That's terrifying.
This, like I said, there's like a bystander effect, like when stuff is happening. And I feel like if people haven't really been involved in seeing death or seeing less than ideal things like that you don't normally see,
It would shock me.
Here's the thing. People usually are either like, oh, it's either fight or flight. And I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but like, it's either like fight or flight, or like, I'm going to do something, or I'm just going to leave and go get help. A lot of people just get like a bystander effect, and they just stand there and watch, and they don't do anything. They don't say anything. They just stand there and watch until you're like, hello. And those are the people where you're like, yeah, you can't stand here. Like, we got to take care of this. You got to move. And then they're like, oh, yep, sorry. Mm-hmm. Completely fine. Like, I don't blame those people for that. They just, but a lot of people just sit there and watch.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I would unintentionally do that.
Yeah, you might. Like I said, there's people who would do it unintentionally. Like those people don't annoy me so much. But like it's like, I don't know. It's just like a lack of awareness of like other people around you. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've had to call a lot. Witnessed a lot of people dying. Every time I talk about it on stream, people are like dying. I'm like, yeah, probably experienced maybe 8 or 9 deaths over like the 12 years ish. Like people
never
just dead.
Want to see that.
Yeah, people dead and or had died, or definitely over like 20 heart attacks to where like people are completely unconscious and don't know what happens to them. Plenty of seizures, a lot of seizures.
That'd be terrifying too. I've never seen that. I've only seen 2 dead bodies my entire life. Oops.
I haven't seen that many. I guess like technically those, but like outside of that. But
we're almost at like 45 minutes, I think. When was a time you faced rejection? What?
Oh, to be a girl in the world.
No, in school. Okay, so like middle school, high school.
You had to go all the way back to middle school.
Plenty of times.
There's a thing that there's a thing on online, like a discourse. Just is why I thought this was funny. Was there's a 2 guys were interviewing a girl, and they were having like a debate around rejection, and it was like, don't it's like they write it on a piece of paper. They're like, don't answer out loud, don't do anything. And it's just like, there was like a group of like 3 or 4 dudes and a girl, and it was an interview. And they're like, how many times like in your life have you been like rejected? Like you shot your shot, maybe a date, maybe blah, blah, blah. And the person was just like, not interested. How many times? Each dude had put like dozens, 30, 40, 20, 15. The girl was like 2 or 1 or something like that. And it was just like, I don't think people realize how often dudes are just like shot down. So when you were like,
sad.
When was the last time you faced rejection? You're like middle school, like 25 years ago. One time this guy, I liked him and he just kind of used me. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, that happened plenty of times. I was ugly then.
Like twice.
I feel like it was more. I don't know.
Maybe 3.
I was trying to think of like every aspect of life too.
You've also been in a 16 now as of Sunday year relationship, so you kind of, you know.
That's what I was trying to think of, like jobs or
think things, objectively. If you shot your shot throughout these years with people of your status, meaning like if you shot your shot with like any of the 30 whatever, I won't dox your age, year old men in this town, how many that are single, how many times do you think you're getting turned down?
I don't know. Think about it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you just have to think about it objectively. Like,
interesting.
Even like if both of us were single and we had to pursue people in this town, I would get rejected more than you would. By a pretty large margin. And don't get me wrong, I understand the bar is low for dudes. So don't get me wrong, I understand my stock in the marketplace, but like
if I died, there'd be a line.
I don't know about a line, but if either of us had to go, all of a sudden if there was a bell for notifications on our phones, ding,
stop,
ding. It'd be like Facebook Marketplace when you put something really good on there.
God.
And it's just like,
oh my God,
just unlimited blue dots. Are you scared or excited about getting older? Scared. Nothing really exciting about getting older.
I don't want to get old.
Every year I know is 1 year closer to the end. It's not really exciting.
No.
But I don't really think about it like that. I think about like exciting moments that we'll still have, but I'm also grounded in the fact that I know there's going to be some really awful moments over the next 20 years.
Yep.
Usually they say a significant life event, like bad tragedy in your life, will happen usually every like 5 or 10 years past the age of 30, right? Lost a dog,
Great.
lost a parent, right?
Yeah.
Lose another
We're
parent.
about due for something bad, right?
Yeah.
It's probably bad to say.
It's an average, but yeah. Like, I mean, if you just think about it, like 10 years from now, we'll be in our freaking 40s and yeah, stuff will start to happen, friends, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Starting to get to the age where like friends that like, or maybe not even friends, but like coworkers that were our age are starting to pass away and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, gotta stay healthy, folks.
Yeah. Have you gotten or would you get plastic surgery? I'd love a boob lift.
The
But
kid
no, I
checked you up.
haven't. Yeah.
Yeah. So, fun fact
I'd
for
love
everybody.
that.
Mostly dudes, if you guys don't really know how it works. Or I guess maybe girls that haven't had kids. When you have kids, they just suck the life out of you.
Literally.
Literally. And
Figuratively.
yeah. So, you know, the muscly tissue that your boobs used to have is a little bit more...
Saggy.
Yeah, but like not in the way you would describe to somebody.
Flappy.
No. That's just ingenuous.
It used to be dense.
Yeah, it used to be like
You
more
lose
dense
a lot
tissue.
of density.
Yeah, you lose the density and it's more... It's like
Soft.
less volume for the same amount of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less volume for the same amount of space.
It's like when a balloon deflates.
Kind of.
And
Yeah.
they just stay.
It would be like if the balloon...
I just want them up where they're supposed to be.
It would be like, yeah, it would be like if the balloon was filled with like Jello, and then you took some of the Jello away but kept the same amount of space. Like somebody took some spoonfuls of said Jello, and then just tied the balloon back together.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
I'm
now
just
it's
picturing
just kind of sad, but
filled
like
with Jello.
yeah.
Just shove some Jello in there.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically what they
What
do.
are some things you are scared of? Not a big fan of dying. Not a big fan of the...
Not a big fan.
Not a big fan of dying. Not really scared, though. Anything happening to the kids scares me.
Yep.
Or happening to my wife scares me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Mostly the kids.
Mm-hmm. I'm terrified of that.
Yep. Pretty much
Worst
it.
fear.
Just the kids. Anything happening to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're not going to sit on that one too long.
No. What was a misfortune you experienced that turned into an opportunity? Misfortune. I feel like this is a good you question.
I mean, the restructure.
Yeah.
I mean, that story is somewhere in the podcast too, but the
Yeah.
restructure that I was like, well, this is dog shit again. Just
Yeah.
another time where I have to either move stores or take a voluntary demotion, and happening when I have a kid on the way. So job security is not that great. Got a kid on the way that's going to be more expensive, blah, 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 blah. And then turned it into whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
But
What do you think is your best physical feature? I've been told many times recently that my butt is nice. So I'm going to trust everybody's, all girls, their judgment with that.
Yep. Have you ever sworn an oath? Did our vows.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the closest thing.
I would think so. I don't know what else you would call that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I take vows pretty seriously, so.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Have you ever struggled with your self-esteem?
Well,
How
do
did
we
you
have an
handle that?
answer for you?
How did you handle that? Oh, yeah.
When,
Every day.
when haven't?
Yeah. Ever since I can remember.
My earliest memories of my self-esteem issues.
My aunt said my belly looked big when I was a child. Still remember that.
I'm like, oh, I remember tricking police into trying to arrest this kid who bullied me. You're like, I remember somebody calling my belly big. Yep. When a doctor asks how much or how often do you drink, what is your answer? They always mark it down as very rarely because I usually just tell them once every 2 months, and maybe it's 2-ish. More likely than not, probably 1, and sometimes probably more like 3 or 4 months. But
Yeah, because you have a goal to have like a drinking stream,
We'll
but
drink
you
1 or
don't
2.
drink a lot though. Yeah.
Last question.
Did you ever start a rumor about someone? What was it? No, I am not creative enough to. Here we go.
Yep. But don't worry, it wasn't bad. So, rumors, as far as I'm aware, are intentionally untrue things. That's what a rumor is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we were making fun of that on how quickly rumors spread. And I was like, somebody was talking around us, and I was like, I don't care about rumors. Anybody can start a rumor. You can literally make up a rumor about anything, and everyone will believe it, so it doesn't matter. So, like, 'cause somebody was talking about, did you hear this? I'm like, I don't care. But, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll never know if it's true, so I don't care. And, like, well, it is true. And I'm like, buddy, I could make up a rumor right now. Sitting there, I was talking to my friend Casey's sister. Her name was Emily. And I was like, watch. And I was like, my friend... Yeah, screw it, I'll just say it. My friend Dave did this certain act with his girlfriend Alyssa. I won't be descriptive, but we're like, Dave did insert blank with Alyssa. And then I walked over to like one table and I was like, did you hear Dave did with Alyssa? And they're like, seriously? I'm like, apparently. Walked over to one more table, said it. Walked over to one more table, said it. And then 4 periods later, I had 3 people come up to me asking me if I heard blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah, I made it up like 3 periods ago. And they're like, no, like it's actually true. I'm like, no, I'm literally telling you. And then I was sitting there right there with Emily at the time, who was the one I was like, I could make up anything right now and everyone would believe it. Like it could literally be the dumbest, wildest thing. And I could make it. This is why rumors are dumb. And she was just sitting there and she was like, all right. Well, I had literally 3 people come up and they're like, this is true. No, I know it's true. And I was like, how do you know it's true? I literally just made it up like 4 periods ago. And they're like, no, like it's actually. I was like, I'm telling you, I made it up.
Did you ever tell Dave?
Yes, I told him that I said it, and he's like, "Why would you do that?" And I was like, "You were just like the first name I thought of, so I just said it." My bad. I was just proving a point to somebody that rumors are just really easy to spread, and people will believe anything just because they like to gossip and whatever. So
he had to deal with the backlash of that for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It wasn't that bad. They were just like a couple.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it's not like I said anybody was cheating on somebody or would make anybody mad. It was just like, did you hear they did this? But yeah, so that's it for the question game. I don't know where this puts us, maybe 40, 50 minutes. Episode 20 in the books. I don't have any other medical stuff, but my back still hurts right now. Hopefully, I've been running every day for like a week, even though it's still been cold. I've had to wear a hoodie every time I ran. Just keep stretching and keep working on stuff. We have the subathon in exactly 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yep.
Yay.
So some of those episodes you'll see them on a Thursday, and just know I will be at that computer talking to people for the last year. I just looked today. It was 332 hours straight. Yeah,
did you say it was 15
days? 15 days.
For some reason, I thought it was 13 or 14.
I thought it was too. It was 15. 15 days last time. Well, it was 14 days, ended on the 15th morning. Because it ended overnight.
I remember.
So I will be sitting over there from Tuesday May 26th at 9 a.m. for what last year was 15 straight days. Mm-hmm. Don't worry. We do it in a healthy way. I get up often, still eat good, move around. I sleep on camera, but I do sleep. Yeah, and I am just in front of the camera. That is the incentive. You can pay to keep me in front of this camera as long as you would like for $1 a minute.
And I keep the house going.
$1 a minute, and I will sit in front of that camera until you let me leave. So usually what happens is they get it down to like 5 minutes, then it'll go down to like 1 minute, then it'll go back to up like to like 14 hours, then it'll come back down to like a couple minutes, and it'll go back up to 72 hours, and I'll be there for a few more days, then it'll go all the way back down. And then people just keep donating or gifting subs, and I will be there. So
forever.
But it's a celebration. That's why we do it on the 26th. It's another year that we have managed to do this for a living. So there's like a lot of incentives, a lot of content, a lot of like sharing time with the community and whatever. And it's just basically celebrating with a group of a couple hundred people what we're able to do for a living. So it's kind of like a paying them back type thing.
I like it for them.
Because it's like they get to play with me every night, so we're all just hanging out, chatting, drinking, having fun for couple straight weeks. People always reach out and tell me this like the most fun content they've been part of, and they're sad that it's over, and so it's exhausting, but it's also probably like the most fun thing we do through the year. It's so daunting going in knowing like it could be 15 days. Like if I just think about it, like I sit there for like, let's just say, imagine just sitting there for like 4 straight days and then being like, oh, I might have like 12 more to do. Yeah. Ooh. Yep. But they're very generous. So I can't really complain. People always ask me, they're like, do you like by like day 9, 10, or you kind of just like stop donating? It's like, in my head, like, yeah, when I see day 10 and I still see 77 hours left, and I know that if I do this exact same thing that I'm doing right now for 3 full days, I still have 5 hours left. And that's if nobody puts in any more money. And I've already done this for 10 days, and here's 3 more plus another 5 hours. And I go, oh, God. Because you'll sit there and you'll be like, I could crack out 24 hours right now. And then you're like, I have to do that 3 more times. And then I still have 5 hours. And you're like, but anyways.
It's a heck of a time.
Subscribe. Comments. All the above help. Share it with your friends, et cetera, et cetera. We're on episode 20. We're about 6 episodes away from being halfway done with this year. We will continue to find more cool, interesting things to talk about. Yep. We'll find new ways and new things to talk about that will make my wife cry. And
I didn't cry this time.
True.
Yay.
We will see you guys next video every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Goodbye.
Bye.